Lucinda's in a different chair.
So welcome, everyone. Delighted to have you here. And we welcome Heather in the replay and later when she arrives. So here we are, our last gathering of this cohort. Imagine there's sadness and relief. So let's take a moment and fully arrive. Breathing in as if you could breathe into the base of your spine. Breathe out as if you could breathe out right through your grounding. Perhaps refresh it, renew it. And allow yourself on the out breath to release, and on the in breath, you can receive that earth energy. Let it breathe up into your body. Breathing out and letting go. And breathing up the earth energy also through the soles of your feet. Come right up your legs, mix with the Kundalini, flow up your inner core, fill you with earth energy and life force. And letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go all the way to empty. And then feeling as if you can call in the light of your soul right down your core, spiraling down your core, bringing you even more into your center. And on the next in-breath, imagine you're breathing the light of your being and your presence all the way into the heart chakra. And come sit in the sanctuary of the heart. So divinity is everywhere, and it can be felt most powerfully as the flame in the center of your heart. So can you allow yourself to sense, see, feel, or imagine, it all works, a flame of your divinity right in the core of your heart. And allow yourself to step into that flame. Let yourself merge with the light of your divinity, the fire at the heart of your heart, at the heart of your connection with the heart of all that is. Let that fire cleanse and purify you. Inviting your divine essence to enter every cell. And let it activate your light body in every cell. You enter into the divinity, the light of your divine essence, and it enters into you at a cellular level, turning on your light body. And breathe and indulge in being filled with light, being light. While you have your deep grounding, you're in the heart of your heart. You might also feel spirit, your spirit that's in the quantum realm, anchoring your light, that anchors you in the light of all that is. Breathe as your light body activates your light, your divinity in every cell. You may see it, you may feel it, you may sense it, or you might just imagine it. It all is a step on the path. And then when you're ready, add that connection to your light body, to your anchor. Arriving fully in now, anchored in light, and at the same time freed by the light. And bless yourself. Come on back as you're ready. Ah. Little breath out, little wiggle in the buns, a little shaking out. Ah. Ah. So let's check in. And who is willing to record today? So far, all of you have been better at it than I am. So, Liz, thank you. We all have our skill sets and not our skill sets. It just is. So, who would like to go first? Check in, wins, challenges, where you are in your most important goals that you brought here. Or whatever
Okay.
it's alive. Yes, Lucinda.
So I've been working with some resistance energy, and I feel like it's typical for me to bring the full river to its fullest capacity on the last time that we're all together. So I feel like that resistance is coming through, and it's mother-daughter energy. My mom's a psychologist, and she tells everyone this, so I'm not sharing anything personal about her that she wouldn't be comfortable with me sharing, but she's lived with low-grade depression her entire life. And with that comes a tremendous amount of resistance around anything that might slightly be uncomfortable for her. And so, being a light worker, when I was young, I didn't know anything about anything. I was pure. So I just zoomed through it, and it didn't affect me. But I've noticed as I've grown in my human experience that that resistance has had a little bit more of an impact on me, so much so that it can oftentimes make me really tired.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I've come to this new realization that the resistance is when I try to push through it. And then that just, I exert so much energy to push through another person's resistance, which doesn't have anything to do with me. And then I just want to go sleep. And I've learned that if I pivot and I move around, that I stay in my own vortex and I'm empowered, and I still have the energy, and I can still do what I always wanted to do from the very beginning without needing the participation or blessing or approval or whatever it is that anybody else has to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm feeling really good about that. But I'm also realizing that I'm calling in, so, and it's my time's up, and I'm calling in so many people to play this role for me so I can get it. So I have so much gratitude for each of the sisters who've shown up with that resistance to give me an opportunity to find a new way. a different way, a way that honors me, a loving way. So I come with a huge amount of gratitude. So thank you.
Mhm.
And I would love extra loving today. And I think I'm probably going to cry because I need to receive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
I still need more. Thank you.
more here. Big flows.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That feels so good.
Fill your tanks. Fill your reserve.
Oh, that feels nice. These are happy tears, even though I look a little sad. It just feels so good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm complete.
Beautiful. Liz?
Well, let's see, time myself. Mother. Well, you brought up the mother, so I'm going to continue with the mother. I have extreme difficulties with my mother. I'll just leave it at that. And she's 95 in a hospital now in an acute care. We thought she was going to pass last week. She didn't. And I'm trying to forgive her before she goes and help my sister with forgiveness so we can move forward. It's both father and mother, but in this case, mother. And so I had some profound work done Sunday where I had somebody actually on the phone, a therapist, while I was with my mother for an hour and a half. And I was able to get validation about that I was never seen. I was never validated. She doesn't hear me. She's not present. If I talk about therapy, she will change this. I mean, anyway, so I don't need to get into details, but it was beautiful for me to be able to look at her as a little girl who really never got to grow up or learn things that would give her the tools. And so I was really able to come to a place where I feel like I can forgive. And so my sister's actually now meeting with the same woman. So we're doing this together. Here we are in our 60s and we're trying to forgive our mothers, but it's really powerful. And so I'm really appreciative of being able to do this work. And it's interesting how it coincides with this workshop at the same time, but I feel really open and I feel like my heart's more open and there's a big weight off my shoulders that I can allow for forgiveness and let go and honor her for being my mother and birthing me and doing what she's done for me. So it's been a powerful week for me and it will continue as I continue this work while she's there. So thank you. And I'll take love.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Who's next? Diana?
Well, I'm getting the roof replaced on my house probably Wednesday, and the painting done on my house the day after that, or at least getting started. I met with the painters. They invited me to lunch and paid for it. And then they came over yesterday and changed the locks on my door. My front doorknob didn't lock anymore, didn't close anymore. So I got that done yesterday. It's a piece that I had those locks for a long time sitting on my stairs waiting. So it feels great. I showed them some other honeydews that, to do in my house. And that just feels really, really good. And I don't know. I just feel overall things are better. Obviously, there's still stuff to do, and I've been aware of how much there is again, which always creates a little overwhelm, but I'm doing better with less overwhelm. So and I would love some loving.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's next? Jasmine?
Hi. Well, I feel really related to all of your shares about your moms, and my mother passed about a year and a half ago. Um, and I had some pretty big mother issues as well. But I just wanted to share about that. My sister was with her in hospice, and I was with them both on the phone, and we spoke her over to the other side with a lot of compassion, and that made just a huge shift for me. I felt my mother, I felt finally, I guess, her essence, because I felt her above me, and my sister like shining down like the sun with such happiness and gratitude that my sister and I had reconnected, and
Mm.
with the love that we shared to help her move to the other side and really helped her let go
Mhm.
of this earth plane. And it was so big and such a blessing to talk her over to the other side. That's really stayed with me since then. And so we have a different relationship now. And the other piece I wanted to bring through is this weekend. Often on the weekends, I just don't want to do anything at all, um, unless I really, really, really feel like it. And I was sitting with how much I still need to receive after the last number of years. And I'm not sure quite how to do that without someone giving something to me, but I'm just practicing opening and being present. And this morning, okay, I woke up and I felt a lot healthier because I've been on a journey of healing my body.
Hmm.
So that's pretty amazing. Thank you.
Mhm.
I would love your love.
That's how you do it. You fill up when it's there.
Oh, thank you.
Carrie?
So my biggest goal for this group was to shift my work from doing individual to other kind of things. And interestingly, what I realized this summer is that I ended up working a lot more hours and seeing more clients than I needed to be doing. And I got really tired this week. I was really tired. And it started last week, and I heard it from spirit, like, you need to cancel all your sessions for the next 2 weeks or you're going to get really sick. It's kind of like what was the message. And there's other priorities. My son's going back to school, and like time has kind of slipped away. But in the tiredness, I had an unconscious day yesterday. Like I was not conscious with what I was doing. I felt like I was in a vortex where there was so much energy spinning, and I was more in reaction to it all. So it did not, nothing felt good about it at all. And I kind of was wondering, like, how is this still happening for me? And what I realized, there was this part of me that I think it has to do with my clients of wanting to help, but sacrificing myself. And that cannot exist in heaven on earth in my paradigm. And I was doing it unconsciously. And so it's kind of like that, but I really need that. Somebody really needs me. And they're like, you're obligated to do that for me because that's the agreement. And there's truth in that. And it was more from me not being conscious along the path and me losing consciousness in that moment, of really having my clarity. So I'm really getting the consequences of really like tuning in more frequently in my listening instead of kind of getting caught in the everyday, like, okay, I'll schedule you in 2 weeks, I'll schedule you again, versus, so I've been saying goodbye to a lot of my clients and said I'm going to be not scheduling so many individual clients, and really working through that and getting people set up with other providers and really letting go. And so I'm in that termination process with a lot, and it's opening me up to the new, which I have no idea what it's going to be. But what I am clear about is that I'm coming into balance. But once I got this whole realization, like today, I'm in peace. I feel like much back into my power and into my heaven on earth energy. But boy, yesterday was very painful, to be caught in that unconscious place. So I'm happy to receive loving. Mm. Thank you, sisters. I receive.
Evelina, you are muted.
Nina, did I see your hand?
I can relate to everything as well, with mom and giving too much and everything. I gratefully had a clearing this past week with a little angel, so I'm very grateful for that. And a lot came up. I fell down some stairs a few weeks ago, so there was a lot of challenging of that, but being conscious of thoughts and beliefs and actions and everything else, of stepping up into higher vibrations and nurturing and learning how to receive for myself, has been a balance, a challenge, because it's all kind of new, or it's not the way that I have operated in the past, and stepping into that to learn to really self-nourish and receive, puts in a whole different plane and level. And
Mhm.
it's very I'm not sure what the word is. I don't know if there is a word. I mean, there is a word, but I just give gratitude for it all and for y'all and everything else. So thank you. And yeah, I am open to receiving some love.
Mhm. Ah.
Hmm. Thank you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Olivia.
It's been a morning of resonating with all of you, just like everybody else. Definitely mom stuff. And the last week has been really big. I've been creating a little Burning Man costuming workshop in my office. Yeah, I've got these, I'll show you guys, just painted these beautiful glitter gold boots, which are like
Fabulous.
my soul. Yeah, I have gold is my favorite color. So a whole golden outfit with like pasties and shorts and a golden wig and the whole thing. So that just feels super fun to play with. And really like my inner child is just like, yes, costumes. And I got like everything out on the floor, got myself a new sewing machine and yeah, loving it. And last week I had a really big week where I really heard Evelina kind of describing that process of collaborating with spirit. And so I set aside some really intentional time and sat down and really kind of visioned about what I was wanting. And realized that I don't think that I want to be doing a lot of therapy anymore, and that I want to move more toward coaching and guide work. And so this vision came through, and this name came through, and ideas and principles, and yeah, like really feeling called to move forward with that, and called to let go of some of the structures that aren't working for me anymore in the mental health system, and excited and scared, and could definitely use so much loving right now. So I would very much appreciate that.
All right. Mm.
Thank you.
Yay. It's been a very big week. Have we heard this much this morning or this afternoon? Big week. Big week of really clearing the energies that had come in, and lots of prayer work. Sometimes it feels like the channeling triggers unresolved other lives of my own, and it feels like we're just cleaning it up, clearing it out. And yesterday I was in a session where a lot of this kind of clearing was happening with the other person, and I was asking for me to be cleared because it was the same person that I'd picked something up before. And before it was over, I went into this altered state. I was able to close the session. It was good. And then they just worked on me for hours. For hours. I feel like patterns got unraveled, and coping systems released, and so many of my prayers answered in this really deep healing. I had two people I was going to Zoom with, and I managed to let them know, not tonight. I put my mind on the altar of change, and I'll see who I am tomorrow. There's a wonderful CD. I may still be available through my website, but it's called Luminous Cocoon. And that's one of the phrases. And you have these light singers, light beings singing through you on the CD. I'll see if I can find the resource. But that's what it felt like, was I was being attended to by so many beings that the only thing to do was lay down and receive. And I feel really grateful. I feel decluttered. Like the very best declutterers in the world came in and cleaned out my house. So, and Sunday I had satsang here, and it was extraordinary. Extraordinary. It just goes to new levels. The more I allow my transformation, the better satsang gets. Still growing. I'll take your loving. Thank you. Yay, yay. So, do you all have your journal and pen? If you don't, please get one. It's interesting because hearing your shares, this feels really appropriate. I really see us using some of today to get in touch with our soul's plan and our core purpose. And for those of you evolving new levels, to really let it come in letting yourself get a more clarity, more of a picture of what that is. So waiting for Olivia to reappear. Yay. So really using all we've learned about all the ways of accessing wisdom, all means of knowing and working with our guides. So we're going to go into this meditative place, and whenever you feel like journaling, write what you're getting, please do, or you may just want to stay in the experience. Okay. So first of all, feeling again your grounding, spiraling into that heart chakra that's just been washed clean by touching the light of your divinity. Allowing yourself to sit right in the center of the sanctuary of your heart. And if you need support, ask your being or ask your guides to help you arrive in the center of the sanctuary of your heart. And inviting your being to open you to the radiant heart of your soul, most aligned with the heart of the divine. The radiant heart of your soul, most aligned with the heart of the divine, that pure essence that is your soul as it emanates out of the heart of the divine. You're connecting with that. And if you wish, you could ask for archangels to surround you. Any you wish, or calling in the brightest, clearest archangel behind, to the right, to the left, in front. When you have archangels in your field, their hearts are about 6 feet across. So there you are, sitting where their hearts connect, the lotus flower of angelic light. And deeply grounded. Breathing, receiving. And calling in your most radiant, light-filled guides. That guidance which connects you most deeply to the heart of Source, the heart of your soul's plan, the heart of truth. And ask for wisdom about your soul's path and how to manifest it. Being receptive to what comes. What is at the heart of my soul's path? Allow guidance in your own being to reveal what is at the heart of my soul's path, what's most central to it. And how can I more fully fulfill my soul's plans for my work in the world? Tuning into the heart of your heart. What does my heart tell me is possible? Adding breath. What is the next level my business wants to move to, or if it's your life? What is the next level my being wants me to move to? It might be what you want to expand, write about, speak about, teach, create anew, reduce, increase. You can ask for visions as well as the words, show me. Reveal my highest, clearest, brightest future to me. I receive. And this next level project, next level offering, next level being, what's at the core of this next level? It's the deepest essence of it that wants to come through. How does it serve? And who does it serve? Let your consciousness roam over all those you've worked with and those you've served, and discern who's your target audience, your avatar of all those people. Who would you like to clone and serve a bunch more of that kind of person? Someone who's loved your offerings. You love working with. And if it's circles and groups, what do they like? What do they have in common? What would my life look like, be like, if I was fully living the heart of my soul's plan. Angels, guides, show me. What old identities do I compost to make room for this? What permissions do I need to give myself? And just notice what shifts will unfurl, unravel. What shifts will happen as you are a yes to this? And tune into your heart and your belly. See if you find a yes. If you want to commit to what you're hearing, what you're seeing here. Notice, just notice. If there's anything in the way, we've got time with the council to work with it. If there's a yes, breathe into it, indulge yourself in it. Hmm. And you might use the power of your anchor. Fire the anchor as you feel into, yes, the living of my soul's highest plan. I pour my resources into this commitment. If it's not full commitment, into my desire to work toward commitment. And bless yourself. If you want to take a few moments to journal, we can do that. Looks like some of you are still in the process, allowing its completion. I think what I'm guided to do is take our break and come back and share this when the council's with us. Sound good? I know they want to work with what we've come up with and also any next steps. Great. So let's come back at 5 after the hour.
Evelina, do you want to stop the video?
You're so good.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So breathing and grounding, let's call in our friends in high places. Allowing yourself to center, and together we call in the angels and archangels and ask that you cleanse and clear all the energies around each one of us, creating a crystalline temple of radiant energy all around us, around this work, now and by replay. Cleansing and clarifying all energies not of the light, and weaving for each one of us our own chrysalis of radiant light, filled with the rays and vibrations needed by this work and by our evolving lives. God, Goddess, source of all that is, encompasses so completely in your radiant light that only beings serving love, light, and truth may participate in any way. Deepest healing and highest guidance is received. You will breathe and ground, invoking your own most radiant high self to assist you in receiving all you need and releasing all it serves to release. Filling with your light and light from source. I welcome into this sacred temple the Council of 12. And I welcome those beings from the heart of the light only, who are guides or loved ones for anyone here. Greetings, dear ones. We greet you. We're blessed to be with you. We love stepping into a circle where you've each been communicating with your soul. How do you like that? It's good to have chats with your soul fairly often. You know, one tends to think of it as way out there. I don't know why my soul does this or why my soul wants that. And instead, it could be your best ally. And if you don't like something you feel your soul's guiding you to, have a chat about it. I don't like this. Tell me why. Tell me what good is that? Can we find a better plan? It's collaborative. It's nothing is required. You see, you want to make something authority over you because you've been taught to give authority away, but nothing's required. You don't have to live your soul's plan. You'll feel some angst about not living it. You'll feel off the track maybe, but you're always a choice. And when you know that, then you collaborate with your spirit instead of imagining it's running the show and you're just along for the ride. You are the point of this show. You're the primary actress or actor on the stage. It's for you. So you can go by some imagined script, or you can write the script as you go. So we'd love to hear from any of you what you experienced in that conversation with your soul and with guidance. Anything you'd like to share about what you got about your soul's plan? Any questions about it? Lovely to be witnessed. Lucinda?
My fingers are working a little fast here. So, wow, what came up for me is that my soul planted these seeds thousands of years ago.
Mhm.
And it's created a place, a space for me where I am the queen of my own kingdom and where I truly belong.
Mhm.
And I want to say queendom instead of kingdom. It's a bad habit, but yeah. And so they've shown it to me in dreams over and over and over again. And I'm ready.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the one piece I'm feeling comfortable sharing with the group is that that it's a magnificent, just magical place on the water. But it has this tiny little cottage that dwarfs in comparison to the magnificence of the space where everyone else will reside and commune. And that's a little writing cottage. And that little tiny space in this majestic heaven on earth is where I feel the most at home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that my sole purpose is to be the pilot, the beacon, the light, and those that are thirsty for freedom and awakeness will just appear. That I don't need to do anything. I don't need to advertise. I don't need to do social media. None of those things. Oh, wow. So I work in the angelic realms, and that chime is just another angelic reminder that I'm on point. So yeah.
How does
So and then there's a human aspect of me that wants to say and claim it and say, this is my space, it's my inheritance to
Mhm.
give back to the world that I created thousands upon the conception of earth even being made.
Mhm.
And that it's my birthright and it's not for anyone else to take or to want to do anything with. That is the ego speaking. So if that comes up for anyone, that I'm here to correct that guidance and channel you towards your own life path. I'm on mine, you're on yours, and
Mhm.
let's stay in our own lanes, because that would really make me happy.
Mhm.
And we will all grow magnificently and beautifully staying in our own lanes.
Mhm.
You don't need to borrow my visions to be complete. As a matter of fact, it only depletes you. So that was the message that came through, so that human fear dissolves and goes away, that I'm a powerful being, that I can claim it so. And just like the avatar, just push it out of my way. Just like boulders, like rocks, they're movable with enough faith.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's where I sit. The
How's it
human
feel?
got, whew, oh, powerful. Absolutely so powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And if you were to ask your heart, what are my next steps? What would come?
My next steps are to ask the council a couple questions in private tonight. Just the two of us, or the 14 of us, or the thousands of us, or however many show up. But yes. So it's funny. I got mailed 2 keys in the mail that belonged to a house. And there's no return address. And they came in the mail 2 weeks ago.
No going back.
Yep, no going back. So the keys already been delivered. It's my responsibility to stand and move forward with the place and use the key to open the door. It's there. I already gifted it to myself. I already mailed it to myself thousands of years ago. It's amazing. Yeah.
Along with the roadmap.
Yep. But I think the sisters, the crumbs that we leave for each other and each other's hearts, and I know, and so this is not a knowing, this is a sensing. I sense that there's a feeling that leaning on each other might feel like a sense of need. But I wonder if we can't replace that with a sense of belonging,
Mm,
that we belong to each other. It's not that we need each other, we belong. We
mm,
belong in each other's hearts. We belong in the sharing. We belong in the discovery and the growth. It's the belonging,
mhm,
which is a very different perception than need.
mhm,
We don't need one another. Like, I don't have to have you, but there's a sense of belonging where I'm drawn to you because I love you.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I think each of you are a piece of that map. And when you're ready, I know you'll share your piece with me, and it will come at your pace. I'm always going to be here. So I patiently open my arms and make myself available.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I am complete unless the council wants to support in some way that feels group worthy, then I'm open to that.
What feels wonderful is the sharing in this group, that the joy, the pleasure, the peace that comes from letting this really land with you.
Mm-hmm.
That knowing, oh yeah, my feet are on the path is laid out, universe is aligned, and it's your responsibility, and it, you are a part of it all. You're part of all levels of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your responsibility, and we'd say your collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams really worth living are bigger than a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank
You
you.
might just say, I invite the most amazing co-collaborators that I'm delighted to work with. And we spark off each other, and we grow, and we build, and we love it. And we have so much fun. Thank you. Who's next? Who else would like to share what you got? Diana?
I got a lot of one word hits pretty quickly. And so I wrote them down, and I kind of just want to read the list if that's okay. Communication, love, guidance and sharing, teach, share, videos, small group, in-person class, large venues, groups, book, podcasts, open, begin, love, Amaji, love and hugs, open-hearted, looking for more love and lovingness. Those are the people I'm attracting. Happy, these are the avatars: happy, positive, loving, kind, people who want to be of service, and composting, not enough. And yes, I think that's what my heart is saying. Yes, and a big heart and a magnet and people drawn. Again, kind of like feeling you don't need to do anything because people will be drawn if I'm in that loving space. And there was the image of Amaji and her just being this being of love and hugging, and how many people were drawn to her for that. And not that I'm playing that role, but that is an image to inform my service. And I did actually get, I, I find that at night when I'm getting ready for bed, I'm telling my story. I've been thinking about doing a book about my life, and I'm not recording it because I'm usually charging my phone. And so the guides said, oh, well, you've got that charger that's in your purse that you can plug it into that and then carry it around with you while you're telling your story. Because I find it would be easier to write the book by telling it, talking about my story. And you know, I wish there's so many things I've already gone through that I wish I had recorded. And then it just came to me last night or today to do podcasts, interview people. But it was back in 2015 when the guides told me I needed to start doing videos. So that's been a long time in coming. So
Yes, that happens.
yeah,
You know, if you let go of the long time in coming and you arrive, then it starts.
yeah.
So we want to ask, with all those words that came through and the ideas, where are you in relation to that? How does it feel?
It feels very wonderful and happy. Well, it's not really a surprise, but on another level, the vision that I got was a bit of a surprise. And I'm not fully sure how to manifest it exactly. But I feel like it will come and it will be organic. So I don't know. I'm open to whatever advice or guidance that the Council of 12 may have for me. Thank you.
One is rarely fully sure how to manifest it exactly. If it's a dream worth evolving into, it's beyond what you know how to do right now, or you'd be doing it. And you're not alone. And so you say, okay, so you had a whole team with you. Come sit with me. Let's talk about next steps. If y'all were to create 30 minutes a week to do what we just did, something of that sort, could you give your guides 30 minutes of your time for planning? Or an hour, or an evening staff meeting? You see? So I don't know exactly how to do it. Well, there's knowledge in the universe for everything. You do know how to access knowledge, Diana. You know how to listen to guidance. It's, in a sense, it's putting your evolutionary growth at the center of your life. So if this is my soul's plan, I'll put it off a long time. What if I don't put it off anymore? What if I step into it? What if I say, I don't know how to do it, but y'all better figure it out and you got to make it easy.
Yeah.
You got to make it easy. I am not willing to climb a bunch of tall mountaintops and steep paths. You know, and
I had the vision of when I'm in my heart and being that love magnet, that it would draw the people to me that want to be in that energy.
exactly. So Evelina posted a video for y'all about brand and marketing. And she calls the brand that which attracts. When you get clear what your brand is, it draws, it magnetizes those resonant with your brand. Marketing is the pulling, but marketing's the pushing them towards you, the brand is pulling them. You see? So the clarity that you create every time you sit with guides like this, go, let's design it, let's evolve it, let's go next steps. Every time you do that, you're creating that magnetism that draws your people to you. And what people often do is they get an idea and they go market it, but they don't know what the essence is. You notice how the questions kept going. What's at the heart of this? What's the essence of what you're doing? Because that's the magnetic draw. That's what brings the people you want to work with for what you want to do. And yes, it may draw more clients, it may draw more other people. And then you get to boundaries and you get to say, I'm only taking a certain number or a certain way. And I have this wonderful group you could come into. So you start having these other options. And for you, Diana, we feel that you're going to have some good long talks with your guides about how easy they got to make this for you
Okay.
if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your next step, perhaps. You sit down with the guides, you sit down with your soul, and you say, okay, that all sounds really great. And who's going to make it happen? It's got to be easy. It's got to feel like next steps.
Yeah.
So if you were to guess, just hunch, intuition, you were to guess, what is your next step in relation to that? What would come?
Well, this sounds silly, but I had a vision of me doing a video where I'm just emanating love. It's just like,
Sounds silly.
well, you know, I guess in a way I do that. I do that, but at the same time, I feel like I don't really know how to do that or what to do. And it
You
feels
don't-
weird to do a video with no words, but maybe it would be perfect. Who knows?
So Mirabai Devi does a video where she says, I'm here to offer you an activation of love. And this will be in silence and just receive as much as you want. And she does 3 clicks, tunes in, and light pours through. She usually charges $52 for an hour-and-a-half class. And that pouring out of love and healing light is part of what's built her world.
Thank you for that. I'll
That's
check her out.
really well. Yeah. Yeah. So how many here feel it would be really valuable for Diana to do a video sending out love?
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a gift to the world.
Yeah. I mean, what could it hurt anyway?
That's right. And you start somewhere.
Yeah.
So you do that, you've done your first video. And
Oh,
then
I've already been doing videos.
out
I
in
have
the
a
world.
Facebook. I have an extra Facebook page that I do videos on occasionally.
Great.
And I've also got a YouTube channel that I've done videos on. I haven't posted anything a long time, but
What's your first in this time frame?
thank you. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So the video is your first step. Is there a second?
Yeah, the interesting thing of podcasts came up recently. I haven't really, thought about that, but the book idea came through pretty strong last night. Putting my story out. But that is a long process. So, that's not an immediate next step in a way, other than to start maybe doing some recordings.
Yeah.
And as far as the podcast, I would imagine I would be interviewing people, but it wouldn't have to be that. I don't know much. I don't listen to podcasts really. So it's not really been a part of my world too much. Occasionally I come across one, but that was another idea. And of course, just the videos.
A next step toward podcast is listen to a few.
Okay.
Ask your friends to send you their favorite podcasts.
All right.
Listen to a few, see what you like, and And this piece about, I want to attract people, you want to be focusing on what attracts people. What's my brand, some call it. How do I define what I am? What are they coming for? What are they being attracted to? So sit with your guidance and work a bit with what's at the heart of this? What are the words that define it? What's in a sense, brand is the organizing principle. You feel that?
Right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. It's the organizing principle. And everything you do when you're building a part of your work, you want to reflect that organizing principle. So if you do a podcast, you want to know what's the organizing principle, because that's building your brand. And people put a label on the podcast, so that would be your brand. Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously need to do some work around that whole
So
concept.
your guides are asking what appointments could they have with you this week?
It's kind of a busy week, but maybe a little later in the week I could do that.
Would you look at your calendar and put in at least 2 hours?
Yes, ma'am. I see Lucinda grinning at me. Yeah, I hear you guys. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make
I'll write-
appointments with your teams and keep the appointments. They're amazing.
Okay. I like it. I got it written down and put a circle around it.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
You're welcome. Jasmine.
Well, I wanted to say first, like how much Lucinda's share touched me. At the very end, when you were saying you have your arms open for all of us, it brought tears to my eyes. So just want to say that I really appreciate your generosity so deeply and your heart. And I wrote a lot. At first it was like quiet, it's the heart of my soul's path. And I wrote being here now, which really is my path, being here now. That definitely comes first. And I really like that a lot. The brand is the organizing principle that near the end, communion. Communion is what I want to bring to people. There's kind of a lot in between. It says leading groups. Yeah, letting go, following spirit. It tells me to go to astral events, like it's Pack Park. Is that what it's called?
Pack Square Park.
Yeah, Pack Square Park. Yeah, that was incredible. Going to ecstatic dance, and I plan to go to many more of these events. The next level my being wants me to move to is divine love. And I get from my guides and union with the partner, Jasmine. And there was a big vision of being deep in meditation a lot. That'll kind of be like my next step. But the preparation of getting there is getting my passive income together. And my contractor starts on Monday. We're not waiting for the septic to get all figured out. And I also started another online business that I'm quite excited about. It's about creating audiobooks for passive income. And I also was looking at my poetry again. I'll probably enter in a few poetry contests. And it had me thinking about like the Radiant Health for Life, which I could make into a book, but I don't want to do that first because you need to choose a topic that's going to make money. So there's like preparation along the way to get there. And yeah, my avatar, those who long for deeper connections with themselves, connection with themselves, the divine, or God and their interpretation, because I really want to be able to offer my offering to people who have different interpretations and relationships with God, not just one particular, like only the New Age crowd. And who, yeah. What would my life look like if I were following my soul's plan? You will be so much more open and even clearer, completely expanded in your essence, in a deep pleasure of being fully relaxed in yourself, feeling at home on a continual basis, that you are doing what you are here for, so as a teacher. And sharing my secrets with people I cherish will be the people in the groups I offer, because I've been holding on to a lot of information and abilities for many, many years, and I haven't found, I was looking for the right place to share myself, but it seems like I'll be creating that instead. Yeah, in the way of this is really getting my passive income in place for the space and the time, because what I gotta really, really need to do is have lots of time and space to meditate and go real deep in meditation and receive through meditating, which I don't have right now. So that's everything I wrote.
Great.
And
We're gonna let
I love you.
we're gonna let Heather come in the room just so people aren't surprised. So hello, Heather.
Listen. Oh, hi, Heather.
Welcome.
I have two human things to say. If you guys are comfortable with me saying my human, to remind Jasmine of two things that
Are you
came up
open
on
to
a
that,
human
Jasmine?
level. Are you open to that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. The first is I would love it if you and Diana could talk, because if you're doing the audio books, Diana, this feels really yummy and possibly an opportunity for you. And then Olivia, I just wanted to remind you from a networking standpoint, because I've been holding space for all of your attentions for every single one of these things that we've been doing together. So she does the poetry. And so I'm feeling like there's so much more. Let me sink into my heart space. There is so much more fertilization that can happen for seeds that have planted, that many of us have been focused on different things than the collaboration of what the 8 of us with our beautiful leader Evelina has been bringing together. And so I didn't want anyone to miss that there is a piece of reading each other's intentions, holding space for each other, not only is loving for the group, but it's also loving for yourself, because then you get to know who your sisters are and how they're actually not here by accident. They're here to support each other. We're here to support each other. And I haven't really felt that this group has maximized in that. And Evelina, I apologize if I'm speaking on behalf of you, but that, as for me, from an outside viewpoint, looking at it from an observer, I feel that we've all invested a lot of time and energy, and some of what we came here to do has not been fully tapped into. Evelina, am I making sense? And is this the container that you meant for us to truly hold each other's intentions and to support and to magnify by, the other 8 people in this group, each one of our intentions magnified by us and 8 others is exponential. That's what quantum leaping is. And I'm not sure that many of us have quantum leaped in this group. That's just, I think you've left that on the side, and maybe we can leave with you questioning why you've chosen to do that. That's just my human speaking. And so I just wanted to share that observation. And I'm complete.
Thank you. So it is true that one of our deeper goals is the collaboration and the cross-fertilization that can happen. It's been kind of rare in these cohorts. It's lovely to have you speak to it. We would be thrilled if more did occur. And that's why we put a lot into the Mighty Networks group, so you can meet there and suggest things and share your availability for collaboration. And then you have each other's information. So just take a moment and what's here that could help pollinate my dreams? And I'm going to ask one thing first, Olivia. And Jasmine, how does that land for you?
Oh, I love what you're saying, Lucinda. I would love to cross-pollinate more and support each other a lot more in what we're doing, hold space, help each other create what we've come here for. I love that. It's amazing.
So the Mighty Networks group you're in will remain your group. We won't add anyone to it. You can keep using it. It'd be fabulous if you did, to, put your intentions and what you'd like us to add to our prayers. I have a meeting today that is really potent for what I'm creating. Can you extend your prayers to it? Yeah. Or it could be a instant message thread that gets created, or Facebook, or a text thread. And then people can choose in or out. But yes, utilize. Olivia, what were you wanting to?
It keeps coming up. I'm just longing for more time with you all. Like 8 weeks, I feel like it's just like getting going. And like there's this part of me that's like, I want to do this again with you all. Like it just feels very, like I can feel it in my body, this call toward more of this. And I don't know what that would mean. But yeah, just a longing for more, and also more proximity, because I really wish I could come retreat with you.
Can we kidnap you?
If only it wasn't across the country.
Oklahoma is in the middle of the country, so you guys could all come here.
Oh.
But you're not going to be in Oklahoma very much longer, so I'm not sure how that would work. But Olivia, if you're willing to pay for your airline ticket to get out here, you can bunk up with me, so you don't have to pay for your room if the other girls are comfortable with that. So just sharing resources and other ways for things to happen. Or you know what, maybe you find us a destination out in your neck of the woods for our next one.
I happen to have a very beautiful property in Grass Valley, California that has acres.
Well, I'm getting the chills, and that's feeling pretty good for a reunion.
All right.
So yeah, let's play with that.
And Grass Valley is a beautiful, beautiful city and town.
It's so magical.
It's so funny. I moved from Grass Valley to here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no way. Missed opportunity. Okay, we're also talking.
Great. Good.
I wanted to ask Jasmine if she feels complete, because I felt like you were still in the middle of sharing
Well, I had finished what I had shared, but I didn't quite get a response yet. So it would be lovely to have some reflection back. That would I would feel acknowledged for what I had shared. Thank you so much, Diana.
We feel this deep, deep sense of carving out rejuvenation, stillness, time to allow what's percolating to come up fresh and getting your passive income in place, although we want that to happen really, really quickly so you can
That would be nice.
have that to the side. Yeah, yeah. And we're curious, we know the next steps with the passive income. What are the next steps in terms of filling your soul's plan?
Hmm.
'Cause that's like a
I
strategy.
haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
I'm still like my heart and soul are waiting for this time when I can just really let go and be in the moment without hardly any to-dos except just self-care. Um, I know I'm gonna shift once I'm there, and and receive, and I know a lot will come to me once I'm there.
So you've been heading there for a while. What gets you there? What
The
allows you?
passive income.
Really?
I mean, I'm working a lot right now, and I don't mind it at all. I've been shifting the way I work and taking more breaks and giving to myself more during the day. Um, but I'm still working. I like taking, like in the evening, I take a few hours to go inwards and meditate. But I would really, really like to have days of yoga and meditation, days and days.
All right.
And it'll take at least 3 months to get to some passive income. I would love to have that immediately. um, but I have to accept the earthly plane, you know, what it takes here. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I guess it's my masculine that is taking care of my feminine this way. Like, redeveloping relationship, I guess, like I'm really allowing my masculine to take charge and steer the ship and take me to a place where my feminine can just go and open up within the space my masculine creates.
So we hear the desire for a deep extended retreat that you're heading toward, and that's beautiful. We also hear your masculines taking care of your feminine, and we would suggest that you already allow your feminine that quiet when you have your evenings, that you let go of waiting and you take the times that arrive, even while you know that you have this desire for this extended time. But it feels like there wants to be a lot of out breath already. You see?
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of like, I'll get there, I'll get there, I'll get there. But it's like, I'm arriving, I'm gonna arrive right now. The more you arrive in now, the more you'll get the rejuvenation, even while you're doing this side gig or side gigs to it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'll focus more on that. I really like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Focus on allowing, which is not a doing. The doing is putting your focus on it. Yeah.
Allowing.
Yeah.
I love allowing.
Allow. Okay, does that feel complete?
Yes. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you so much.
Carrie?
So what I received is that what I'm here to do is really hold the space and the portal for heaven on earth. So me being heaven on earth fully, and then supporting others who are interested in joining me in some of the techniques I use to stay there
Hmm.
in raising my consciousness and really embodying more love, more freedom, more joy, and kind of navigating the different energies and things that pop up in life. And I was getting, this tribe thing is shifts a lot, but our first session, it was, I'm here to heal the healers.
Mhm.
And I feel like I've had to, in these 8 weeks, let go of those that aren't necessarily healers, but are wounded. And it's a tricky thing because my soul sees them as whole and sovereign. So I see everybody as a master. So I feel like it gets confusing being my human, and navigating that with my tribe because I love them all so much. But I feel like my next steps is, my little cousin, she's in the field and she just reached out and she's like, Carrie, it's so different. And my paradigm is very different than most therapy and all that. And I'm ready to let it go. But to really bring in the paradigm of heaven on earth, that we are the vessel of that. And the more I embody that pathway, I have the tools then to support people in living it. And I feel like I've been living it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And when I'm not, I get more tools to teach and the different vortexes that I kind of work in my mastery. So
Mhm.
that's what's coming through. I guess there's a part of me, like, I feel like I've known this and I'm curious why I haven't been doing it.
Mhm.
Like, and when I answer it myself is that my vibration has increased a lot in the last 4 or 5 weeks
Mhm.
of the embodiment. So, but I'm open to feedback and any other information that's coming through.
Let's take doing it off the binary,
Mm,
doing it or not doing it,
yeah,
and look at it as if this is the progression
yeah,
before you were doing any to doing it full time.
yeah.
Where are you in that progression?
I'm living it now.
Mhm.
I'm really like living it.
Yeah, you're approaching it, you're living it sometimes.
Yeah.
And things like this are not, oh, I get there, I'm there. It's I tap into it, oh, and tap into it, oh,
Yep.
and people think of it as like a fall from grace or what's wrong with me, I'm not there. No, it's part of you's arriving and other parts of you are finding their way there.
Thank you.
If you saw a movie, it would almost be like you step into it and then it's the rest of you is kind of that time lapse stepping in to where more and more of you is there.
Yeah, it's like I almost have to go backwards to bring every part that I left behind
Exactly.
to come into it with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And it's virgins, I'm like, I thought we've already been through this healing. It's like it kind of surprises me.
Healing is it's like a spiral.
Hmm.
So you discover a part of you in trauma or whatever you're pulling them out of, and you do healing with them.
Yeah.
Then life takes you back there again and oh, there's that place that isn't totally healed or that part that's not 100% here, but it's at another level.
Mm.
and you just keep doing more levels of it.
Yeah.
If your soul has planned appropriately, you'll still be working all of that throughout this lifetime because it's your curriculum.
Yeah.
So instead of why have I not, or why has it not, just, oh, okay, so I get to find you as well. Come on in, come on in. You know, why questions are almost always beat up questions.
Mm.
Like, why am I not doing it, rather than how can I do it more?
Mm.
And you shift your questions to that, because even if you got the answer to the why question, you haven't gotten what you want. What you want is, how do I move more into it? How do I make that my life? It's a tall order. In a way, this reflects this, I'm in it, I'm living it, and that part of me isn't here yet. It kind of reflects that dichotomy of heaven on earth, but noticing people have wounds.
Mhm.
We feel that so many who want to take people into experiences of themselves in higher consciousness, their love body, their light body, they want to ignore the wounds. And then there are many others that are totally focused on the wounds. But you're wanting to more, or your being is wanting to transmute wounds, but not deny them.
Mhm.
And so it might be, yeah, that was really intense. That was really hard. I get it. Then you do the soul retrieval or the equivalent, and you're bringing love to the wounds.
Mhm.
So in terms of, I'm willing to also work with wounded people. Well, a lot of healers are wounded people. A lot of wounded people become healers because they've had to work on it so much themselves, they might as well make a business out of it. So there's always, almost always, the woundedness. And we feel that you're defining your work way less about what people call the pain point or the wounds that to be addressed. You're defining it a lot more by that internal desire to lift out of the past and to evolve a present reality that's worth living, where you're in touch with your light, you're in touch with your love.
Would that be my branding?
Could be. Yeah. You want your branding to be big enough that everything you do somehow fits under the umbrella.
Yeah, because that
And
feels
simple.
Mhm. like that's how I would invite people into their wholeness or healing, is by focusing on their light
Mhm.
and,
Mhm.
and their power as creator.
Right. So it does feel your branding has something to do, like in evolving your internal heaven on earth or something of that sort, that you're helping people find that place, arrive into that place in themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm. And see how that's the magnet that draws them to it. The marketing that works with pain point is what you're moving from. So it might be the launch point, but your brand, your overarching umbrella is what draws them to where you want to work with them. You might say your pleasure point, your passion point.
Yeah. And when I've done business courses and that kind of stuff, they really want me to like target pain points. I do not feel called to put any energy there because
Neither does,
I don't want to create more of that in the world.
neither does Evelina. You won't find
Okay.
it on her website.
Okay. So I feel like that's more impeccable for me to choose what I'm wanting people, the outcomes I'm wanting for people.
Mhm. Agreed.
Okay.
All the marketing common sense in the world is for people who need it, but none of it applies to everyone.
Mhm.
And you take what feels right to you.
Okay.
For Evelina, it was like, why do I want to talk about people's pain points? They get plenty to talk about their pain points. And it brings them in from that particular door of woundedness. So she wants to talk about your growth points, your what you'll gain from it, where you'll get elevated or expanded. That's bringing people into a different door. And they if they need to play pain points, there's a lot of people who will appeal to them. But our sense is that you're wanting to touch people at that point where they're like, okay, already, I've done enough of that. Don't say it's done, but I've done enough. I want to know who I am as
Yes.
I emerge from the swamp of
Yes.
all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to have fun doing it. I
Mm.
really want to be in joy and spaciousness and have fun. So I think there's another part, like I really don't want to work hard at this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you work on it with your guides, you keep telling them that.
Okay.
And you know, there are times you have to just sit and kind of work through the details and get the database in order and that kind of stuff. And is that fun? It depends. Whatever you do, you go, is that supporting the evolution of my brand and my path?
Okay.
And if it is, how can you make it fun?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, it's
maybe,
also not fun not doing it.
right, right.
Mm.
You know, maybe it's a certain music you put on. You go, I'll go through 100 names and then I'll have a piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
Every 100 names I get chocolate or whatever. You make it fun, you make it rewarding. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. It feels very, very aligned with you, this supporting people in arriving in their own internal heaven on earth. And of course, all the heavens are available to do it with you. So part of fun can be inviting in your guides in the play between you and them. So one might say Evelina works hard, and sometimes she'll say, I get paid to meditate.
Yeah, I used to have a morning meeting when I walked my dog and I'd work with like I had a director of business, I had a director of well-being, I had a director of marketing, all in the guides realms. And so we met as a spirit team around this table every morning. And
That's,
it's so weird because then I had some teachers that are like, I think you're leaking, and that's where you're getting some picking up some negative energy is in that practice. So it was interesting. But I feel like it was pure. And even if I wasn't feeling good, like at a wellness committee, I had like my beloved committee. I had a committee that was helping me find my tribe. So we all met every morning with all these dreams I've had, and I had like councils working with me.
excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
That seems very, very wise.
Okay.
And you won't be leaking energy if you always use invocations and ensures you're
Okay.
working with the beings you want to.
Yeah.
So either the person didn't understand, or maybe you got a little less clear about holding that invocation around you.
Okay.
But that's excellent.
Yeah.
And the council is very happy to help anyone create business teams like that.
Yeah, and every time I got like the people I wanted, I'm like, we're gonna like this is on the house for the marketing committee, and we'd celebrate and have a big party. And some days I showed up a mess and I'm like, okay, your human is not doing well. This is what I need from all my teams.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
That is the collaboration with spirit that we love from this side of the veil. It's really quite fun,
Yeah.
and we've got eternity. So, Invite us.
I had a cough and a cold, and all of a sudden the trees were showing me these pine needles. And I brought it back to my neighbor, and they're like, "We're part of your wellness committee." I'm like, "Trees?" I thought it was just spirit. Like, I didn't even think about all the elements. They're all like, "Yeah, we're playing with you too." We're like, "We're on the wellness committee." And all of a sudden other people are like, "Hey, we're on this committee." I'm like, "You are? I had no idea."
Excellent.
Thank you. I'm complete.
You're welcome. What a wonderful thing to teach people.
Mm.
Create spirit teams.
Yeah, and then my friends call them the God Squad. Like every friend I tell, they have a different name for their meeting now.
Excellent. Thank you. Who else would like to share what you learned talking with your guides? And Liz?
Well, it was kind of interesting for me because I wanted to go into what is my soul's plan for the work that I do. Is that changing? But it's really more self-defined I started in March, probably really working with peace, stillness, less defensiveness. So it really went into more personal, not into my work, which reflects my work. I think that my clients are seeing me in a more grounded, peaceful way. And I notice that I'm attracting clients that really want deeper work that I'm really wanting to do. And so I appreciate that. But I go back to my soul. What is my soul's path? And my soul was kind of nudging me with, you're in the right direction. Keep going, keep pursuing, letting go of the past. A lot of the past has come up because my father passed and now my mother's in the situation, and I want to heal that. So I'm really focused there with, I believe that when I can let that go and really move forward, my soul will be free and be in that peace and place where I can manifest a lot of different things, but I'm kind of in the process of that at this point. So I feel really held with this group as I've been going through a lot of this over the last 8 weeks. I haven't shared a lot of it because it isn't really appropriate specifically what I'm going through, but just know that all of you have really helped support me as I've been going through some really intense things the last 3 months. So of course the last 8 weeks. So thank you for that. It's just not in the realm of my work, although it's affecting my work. So thank you all. I'm very jealous about your retreat. I would love to be on that retreat. That sounds like it's going to be so cool because I love the in-person. I do much better in tactile person, being here, looking at pictures of people. I want to reach out and hug you or like get to know you better. And this feels disconnected for me more than being in the group where we can be together. So I really hope you guys enjoy that. It's going to be awesome. So what else did my soul, and when I was going through that, I feel like my life, and I'm sure all of us maybe or not, I felt like a roller coaster in my lifetime. And that's evening out to being more predictable, that I'm more in control of making different choices, that I don't buy into that roller coaster of, is it drama? Is it other people's stuff? I'm a pleaser, so I'm always trying to help to please people. So I don't mean to be rambling, but I feel like, be more specific, Liz, be more connected and present, and be with people that hear you and that you hear them, and don't waste energy, which I've done a lot of in my lifetime, trying to be with people that aren't present or aren't on the same level of interest in evolving and becoming higher, better souls and creating our soul's path. So thank you all for this 8 weeks. It's been amazing for me. Thank you, Evelina.
Most welcome. We would say you could probably make one of those statements past tense. I've been a people pleaser.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And I'm not sure that pattern's going to survive my mother's passing.
Say, what'd you just say?
And I'm not sure that pattern is going to survive my mother's passing.
Okay.
We think that pattern is going away along with your parents. It's,
Cool.
yeah, just let it go. You know, when you're grieving, you grieve the one who's leaving, but you also grieve the patterns that you no longer need.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Acceptance. Always looking for the acceptance
Yeah.
or being enough.
Yeah.
So
Might be really interesting to write down some of those patterns that you're letting go of.
right. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe an altar that has your mother or maybe your parents on it. And then just to be with it and to know that you gave me this, I don't need it anymore. You're leaving and these patterns are leaving. At some
Cool.
point, do a ritual with it. Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Diana, did you have something to share?
Yes, I wanted to tell Liz that I get my experience of you today is that you are much more present and you're more in yourself, and you're just in a brighter, lighter, more elevated energy
Oh, good.
in my experience today. I wanted to reflect that back to you.
Mhm. Yeah, we would agree.
Thank you.
You're lightening up. Yeah.
Good. Yay.
And you know, there's forgiveness of mother, forgiveness of anyone. If you reframe it as I forgive, so I'm no longer attached.
Okay.
Forgiveness is really for self.
Right. And I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgive so I can stop talking about this. I forgive so I can let go of the story.
Yeah. End of story.
Yeah. I forgive to release myself.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Exciting.
Yay. So who else would like to share? Nina? Nina and then Heather.
Did Olivia, did you want to share something, or you'd already spoken? Because I don't want to step in front when you.
Oh no, I would love to, but I wasn't in line or anything.
Oh, okay, because you'd already raised, I didn't want to step in front. So, okay. Let's see. I've been so into everyone's their soul that I've kind of lost track as to where I was. As I was going in, of course, it's all the animals. It was kind of like I had a vision of the Jungle Book. Me just walking with all animals. I think of just freeing them, like it's kind of I'm not sure I'm getting tripped up, but I remember as there was part that I wasn't envisioning. As a little girl, I loved when we went to the zoo. It always bothered me that they were in these environments, and I would always say, "Why can't we just let them all go?" And I always thought that I could just kind of climb in there with them and just give them hugs and make sure that they all knew they were okay. And I wish, I hope that one day that would be the heaven on earth. That is the case, that we are able to freely walk with them or have environments that are free. And that possibly, as an adult, to release the fear of being able to go in there now and still be that loving, childlike person that comes with them from love and not as fear that we have been taught so much in our life. you know, as I was saying the things that for me to, it's interesting because Evelina, before you had said yes, I had written down, say yes, explanation, explanation, explanation point. And that was for me to fully trust, to fully embody, to fully empower myself and fully step into my light and communication and all the gifts that I have so that I'm able to assist and be the voice for animals on this earth. I think I'm just the one that gets in the way of all that. So probably my next step is to have many appointments with the guides and sit down as to how to really to remove all that
Mhm.
so that I am able to do that. You know, I am still hoping that opportunity that I had spoke about a few weeks ago still comes to fruition. You know, I'm just waiting to hear back. But that was pretty much kind of a done deal. So hopefully that will still come to fruition, which will, I think, assist me in getting out there or more of, I guess maybe for me, validating myself, but also getting my name out there in a larger manner to be able to take the next step of assisting the animals on the planet, on the earth. So that is where I am.
Great.
So if the council has any suggestions, recommendations, anything they'd like to share as to how to, yeah, for my soul to thrive with that.
So, what do you imagine is your next step?
Speaking with the guides, you know, I do need to, yes, get very, very quiet and really go in to my next step. You know, I feel like there's so much knowledge and everything that is out there that I'm constantly learning and taking all this certifications and this and that. However, I know that it's all within. So it's the fact of trusting and knowing, and I feel fully stepping into all of that.
So you've already given yourself the most important assignment. That you spend time sitting with the guides, allowing yourself to get the bigger dream. Look for what's the umbrella that if I had 5 words to say about what I do would encompass all of that. So you're looking for that. You're looking for what defines me in this next level. And the words become your magnet. If we were to ask you, you said, I guess I'm the one in the way. We'd want to ask, how's it serve you to be the one in the way?
Not.
Everything serves somehow or it wouldn't be sustained. What do you get from that?
I probably the security of not being rejected or not being worth it or not. It's all the doubt, I guess, and the fear of that.
Mm-hmm. So if we can reframe what you said, we'd say, my doubt about whether I'm enough and my fear I might be rejected are keeping me from actually fully stepping on this path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about fear when you let it run you is you kind of get what you're afraid of. Well, I'm not letting them reject me, but I am. It kind of feels like rejection, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It has that disappointment. Why is it not happening? You see, it's like the fear has gotten a front seat. And it's okay to have fear. Big dreams bring fear. But can you put it in the passenger seat? And then can you step into the driver's seat?
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe you even ask the fear to sit in the child's seat in the back. Maybe with an angel. And ask your favorite guy to sit in the passenger seat. So now you have a co-pilot. And doubt. Does doubt have a seat? Can we put the doubt in the back? So they all get to be in the vehicle, but they're not running it. Notice how that feels. Got my fear, I got my doubt, but I've got the wheel. I've got spirit by my side.
Mhm.
Feel into that. What happens inside with that?
One that's fully just stepping into my power.
That's it. Yeah. What one wants more than anything else is stepping into my power. What one fears more than anything else is stepping into my power. And you stay right there. I'm going to step into my power. I'm going to step into my power. I want to. Oh, just step. Put that in the back seat and step.
Mhm.
It wouldn't have stayed with you this long. It wouldn't be such a powerful dream if it weren't yours to do.
Mhm.
Well, if it's yours to do, then Spirit knows that you can. It's not a setup. You know, we're not like people's families that set you up to do something to fail. These visions that stay, and especially when you go in your heart and it's there and it's big. Okay, I guess somehow in my being in the cosmos, I do know how. And I let myself be guided. Yeah. Did Evelina ever tell you all this story about fear? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah. So very often you take the steps afraid. You know, if the choice is get over your fear and wait till you get over your fear to start, then you're always at that threshold. It's really uncomfortable. It's like, I feel the pull, but I'm not answering it. I feel it. And when you just go ahead and step into it, afraid or not, some of that tension diminishes because you're doing it. Yeah. So first step, sitting with your guidance. Second step, come out of hiding. Tell the world. Right?
Mhm.
How's that feel? Tell the world.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I tell friends, but that's pretty much
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there, but
Tell the world. You know, some would say really get your brand and get your clear message before you put it out there. But the interesting thing about social media is you could put it on your feed and it'll disappear in a little bit. So you can try out things, see what people's responses are. And when you're ready to make a page or a website, that's more permanent. So you want to really have that fit what you're calling. But, you know, like Diana said, I think I'll just put a video out. Do a 1 minute. I'm realizing I'm really moving toward my dream of doing this. It affects animals all over the planet. Shifts our relationship with animals. 1 minute. Post it.
And I have a website and all of that. You know, it's just, yes,
Come out of hiding.
right.
Great Mother Goddess. I don't even know how to come out of hiding. I don't even always know I'm hiding, but I must be because the council is telling me come out of hiding. So help me come out of hiding.
Mhm.
Help me become known. All of you, each one of you have such gifts to give the world. The world needs them. And you'll get better at it the more you do it. Okay. So is that related to this, Diana? Because we have 2 more people we want to get to.
I mentioned doing podcasts and interviewing people, and it has occurred to me I should be interviewing all of you. We've got a ton of therapists. We can even have a panel. I'd love to do one just on animal communications, and I'd like Carrie to go more into her God Squad. I mean, the amount of information here to fill podcasts is amazing. So let's do it.
Mhm. Diana, I had already written that down to interview.
What was that?
I
Say
had
it
already
again.
written that down to interview.
Thank you.
Excellent.
That's complete.
So
Yeah,
yes, thank you.
go for it. Thank you.
That's complete. Thank you.
So Heather?
I was gonna just clarify what the initial prompt was. Is it anything for guides or something else?
So we did a fairly in-depth meditation
Mhm.
that was inviting in your higher self and your guides and asking what your soul's plan was, asking your soul what your soul's plan is and what's the next level and how will that serve you and what's in the way of it and what old identities might you want to compost to get there and what permissions you're giving yourself.
Gotcha. Okay. I wasn't sure what I was being prompted to share, so I just wanted to check on that first.
Okay.
Maybe was somebody else going to go next? Was there somebody else?
Olivia was going to go. Do you want to be with us a bit while she shares?
Sure. Yeah.
And then we'll come back to you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Good. Olivia.
So as I was talking about earlier, you know, this vision came in, and so just kind of collaborating with it and building on it, the one from last week, and it was like this call towards letting go of that idea of having survived trauma and helping people survive trauma and into helping people find life through finding their light and lightness. And the first step that I received was like just doing this work yourself. And this work will kind of build this curriculum, and that it will just happen through my own allowing it to happen. And like it might be something really easy, like just sitting down and writing this, and that can be like the simplicity of the work, and just offering this container for other people. These like the clients were kind of just, or the individuals were described as like these modern seekers who just want this this space and like this idea to hold this kind of framework for them to really sort of jump off and kind of make their own. And so just sort of seeing myself clarifying that and seeing the branding feels very clear. The whole visual aspect of it feels very clear. Yeah, I think that's what I have. So if the council has anything for me, I would love to receive.
Excellent. We feel the joy you have in in embracing this bigger expansion, going to new levels, and embodying it is obviously a wonderful step. And then supporting others, and as you're moving away from therapy into more coaching, or being with people evolving themselves, think, what kind of circles do I want? What kind of groups? What would magnetize the people who are like, oh, this is what I'm ready for. This is absolutely my next step. Because that's your audience. The people who are just so clear that been there, done that with the trauma work, and now how do I evolve my life? And who am I when I'm past that? And it's such an important whole realm in which to bring work. Yeah. So keep following your enthusiasm, following what lights up your heart. And know that you have a right to narrow your audience to the ones that are going to bloom the most. Yeah. There's a level of trust when you go, I'm going to call those kinds of people, that the universe is going to rearrange itself around those choices, which it will. And then you're in your element. You're not trying to be everything to all people. You're in your element, being what you do best for the people who are waiting for it, hungry for it. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You just see your energy like it's being lightened, like old whatevers were in the field or don't need no more. We just see a renaissance of your energetic bodies happening, lightening up.
It feels so rich.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, this and more, please. You like something, you go, yes, this and more, please. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Heather, what would you like?
Yeah, I was just thinking about what that meditation would have been like for me had I been present for it. And just reflecting on the last several months of, I got a sense of my soul mission purpose thing. I think, honestly, since I was a very young kid, I had a sensation of it. And then it came into this renewal period, probably in 2018 and 2019. There's one particular day, I just had this flash of connection. And it's really similar to you, Carrie, of this whole like healing healers thing. It's actually the name of my mentorship program I'm starting in September, which is really interesting to me that we're both using that term. But this idea of connecting with that God within, or that heaven and earth that's right inside of us. And I work a lot with IFS therapy, which is so similar to what you do, Evelina, with parts and soul retrievals. It's just different language, but it's the same exact process. But it really connects with the sense of the self within you, the divinity that heals us. I just have such a sense of my desire, and I feel like my soul's purpose is to bring people into connection with that, to help guide them to find that space within them where they have that healing and transformation can occur. So anyways, that like, I'm going way back to like 2018, 2019, where I feel like that really got revived for me. And at that time, I had a ton of visions come through of like future work, like way, way, way down the road. And then this past spring, it's just been, there was then this like big delay. And it was like, oh, why can't I make all these visions come true? It just felt like I was stuck in this like energetic thing that I had no control over. And so one of the things I want to speak to is I feel like Spirit has really shown me like I can have my mission and desire and purpose here, but there's also this thing called time and energy and astrology and a whole bunch of influences outside of us that also have consciousness and their play with us. And so I've been learning to flow with this dance of the energetics outside of me and to be in concert with them to learn the lessons and the things that, you know, come in that period where maybe we're not like achieving the thing we want to be achieving. Well, there's something here in this time and space to be learning and growing and healing and whatever. So anyways, I had that period. And then at the beginning of April, I had this vision of, it's kind of like this plant, but I have a bigger one in my bedroom that's like really big, where you can see where the shoots come up. There are these tight spirals, and they're all folded on themselves. And the spirit was showing me how like, that's you right now, but you're about to unfurl. And then I was in Portugal in mid-June, and it just felt like that opening was just happening. And I was meditating one day, and I just had the sense that like I was being gifted such amazing, miraculous gifts that I was doing no effort for. And it was just coming to me. And I was like, oh my God, this is how it works. Like, so anyways, I'm just like reflecting all that. It just feels really good to reflect on that. And so I feel like I'm still in this opening process of like unfurling my leaf. And so next steps feels like, and I was just reminded of this morning, it's like there's several things on my kind of docket of things to continue to pursue. I feel like Spirit's brought them these opportunities and people into my life. And to keep following up on that and to keep following that thread of where that's taking me and opportunities that are coming from that. So, you know, there's times like I don't know how this is occurring, but I've been working like 12-hour days lately, and it's all self-imposed. Like I'm self-employed. So it's like, how am I going from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and like, but I'm having fun with it. Like you said, Carrie, like you want to have fun with it. I'm like, I'm actually enjoying what I do. So, but it's still like, it's exhausting at some points. Anyway, I think what I'm like being reminded of, and just this kind of exercise of reflection, is to keep following those threads of like what Spirit has been bringing to me, and to take my responsibility of like Spirit can bring in what we're desiring, but then we have to still reciprocate and do the work and take the steps and follow up with that. So that feels like my next kind of thing to be sure I'm doing, and did not get, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do anything else, or get sidelined with some other crap, you know. It's like stay focused. So that's where I'm at. And I'm really grateful that that stuck energy that I was in for a couple of years there, I think it was very energetic. And I the more I learned about astrology, the more I just really like tune into like how really gonna dance with it. So I'm really grateful that that energy keeps changing. It doesn't stay the same, thank God. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if there's anything you heard that you would like to give or add to.
We feel very aligned with inviting that energy, that which builds your enthusiasm to keep coming back to you and keep stepping into it. And yeah, Spirit can bring it and you meet it, and to keep playing with that interface. So how do I show up more, and what do I want them to bring to me more? And, you know, if you had any or all of you, if you had a board of advisors, if you had just the wisest beings in your life who were willing to come and sit down with you a couple hours a week and talk about and work through whatever is up, wouldn't you do that? And you'd probably come with a list of questions. I want to touch on this, and I want to touch on this, and I'm confused about this. And so you treat the beings that work with you in that way of I feel enthusiasm. Let's sit down and do some planning. Let's sit down and look at next steps. And we feel that you have such capacity to hear that now, and to move into these new levels, that we just feel Spirit all around you. Big yes, yes, yes. And it's a funny thing with the third dimensional reality. It's like life keeps presenting the gazillion things that can distract you. And so you put these times with spirit on your calendar. You plan them. Evelina calls it a date, or a staff meeting. You prioritize, because the minutia will fill every spot available, and you give it less and less time. Yeah. Beautiful. We feel something really evolving from you. We see that not quite unfurled yet, but it's going to be so beautiful. Yeah, you'll love this new expression of you. Yes.
Yeah, I love your energy.
Yeah, beautiful. So, thank you all for sharing. We'd like to take the next little bit of time for completions. If anyone wants to stay afterward to record your testimonial, please do. We've gotten, I think, one, maybe two, and we have an email about ready to go out. I'd love a testimonial or two in that. So I too would love if this group just continued as is. I'm pretty naive to think it would. And the next group, the next cohort starts September 27th. And there are people who have done 4 or 5 of these cohorts, because they're all different. I've got way more to teach than I can teach in 8 weeks. And you'll see that we cover other topics, and just the hour and a half, 2 hours of the council is always different. So feel free to continue. Would anyone want to say if you're thinking about it? Great. If this group could continue meeting every week, who would like that? Yeah. When I was doing 6 weeks, it felt like people wanted the next one, but 8 weeks, it feels like there's a completion with it. So I want to honor that too. And then you're always welcome to return. Some people have come back 2 years later because you come at a different level. So what I'd like to suggest is we use this time to share any gratitudes, appreciations, what you've gained, how this has served you, whatever you'd like to say to the group for completion today. Diana?
I feel like I've gotten a lot of more energy and more clarity. I have a dearth of female friends in my life right now. There's just not that many women that I spend time with, and especially women I can talk to on this level. And so that is so filling to my heart and soul. I'm so happy to have been in this community. And so I'm very, very grateful to all of you and each of you, and for all of your offerings. And I would actually love to do a podcast with each one of you and ask you questions, but I would like to get what you would like me to ask. I want a list of what you would want me to ask you about your work, so that you can highlight the parts and pieces that are appropriate. And I am complete. Thank you so much. And thank you, Evelina. God bless you, Evelina, for bringing this together. Thank you.
So let's do our sparkles, but look into your camera so Diana can see you looking right at her. Yay. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. Diana, I just want to say, just this morning, I was thinking I wanted to do another podcast interview. So your timing is exquisite, and I know exactly what I want to talk about, and it's already written down. So there you go. I also want to just say, I want to speak for the fact that I felt like my energy was really diffuse over these past 8 weeks. And so I was everywhere from DC to North Carolina to San Francisco throughout the time of meeting. So I apologize for my constantly changing energy, and I just want to speak for that. I hope that the impact wasn't too much on the group. But I do want to thank everybody for their sharing and getting the experience of different people's way of relating to spirituality, and it's nice to see and confirm like some of my own experiences that I'm having in a very individual, personal, private way, and then getting to see other people's experience of that too just feels really validating and assuring to keep moving in those directions. So thank you for sharing yourselves with me. And for the few local people, I'm excited to keep staying in contact with you in Nashville. And then for the retreat, I think I'm going to be back in San Francisco again during the fall. And then I also have a very big mentorship program coming up that's like totally huge for me. So I just don't know what I can commit to time-wise for stuff like that. So that was part of my decline for that. But thank you for being a really sweet group.
Mhm. And shall we? What sparkles? Look into your camera. Yay. And if you're around the weekend, the retreat finishes, I'll be doing satsang here on Sunday. You could join us on Sunday, and some of the women at the retreat are coming. So that could be your mini reunion. And who's next? Nina and then Liz.
I'm grateful, as I say every week we're here. I am very grateful for each and every one of y'all, for all the wisdom, insight, just the love, the support of, it's just amazing. It is great to see everyone evolve on their spiritual path and where that goes, and just the support and the love of all of you. So it is a different tribe, but it is phenomenal. So I am grateful, Evelina, for the class and for everyone who has participated and shown up. So I see us all, evolving down the road, which is very exciting. So much gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And love, yes.
Want some loving?
Oh, yes, definitely. Always.
Look in the camera. You can see our eyes looking right at you. Mm. Beautiful. All right, Liz.
I'm thankful for the goddess, for the feminine energy that I don't get. So I really love that, and love being with healers and like-minded, women and people that hold space for people to grow and understand that. So thank you for that. I really feel held. I feel really softer just in being in the feminine energy. So Evelina, thank you for your wisdom and guidance in the Council of 12. It's been a really wonderful experience. So thank you all.
Oh.
Beautiful women. Thank you.
What, loving?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yay. Thank you, you guys. Awesome. Thank you.
Lucinda?
So I find it's amazing that Source, God, whatever it is that you believe in is just so miraculous to think that 2 months ago, or whenever it was that I signed up for this class, I want to say it was about 2 months ago that I sat down and set my intentions that I wanted to make some time, girl time, between 12 and 4 on like Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, because those were the days that I had a break in my schedule. And then this popped up, and I'm so glad that I've been on this ride. It's been absolutely amazing. The growth that I have gleaned from each one of you showing up and asking your questions and being vulnerable and sharing is just fills my heart. And then each of us that have had individual conversations, and then knowing that there are beautiful things happening in the future, it's comforting. It's comforting to be around like-minded healers and intuitives, and to be able to reflect back some love and light through each of you, that's just like shining and beaming back into my heart space. And I'm just filled with so much gratitude. And Evelina, you are just absolutely remarkable, the way that you're able to hold this space and share information. I mean, it's just packed with so much. And I really appreciate how you flow through those 3 different parts so effortlessly, and bring us and weave us all back to our inner light and inner knowing. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And I would love some loving. Thank you.
Yay.
Go.
Carrie?
I also appreciated your flexibility and kind of really like feeling into what's needed for the day, and that fluidity. That's always been a dream of mine, for people to lead like that. So thank you for following that guidance and showing up that way. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I feel like I also signed up because I wanted to have more creation time, and I'm going to keep my schedule as is, and to really have that as my meeting time with spirit. Like, I feel like it's a good model for spirit and maybe collaboration, like actually getting it done, or in my partnerships or collaboration. So I'm gonna like feel like it's like kind of keeps me in this habit. Like I can do it. Like I can block my schedule. I've done it, and to kind of keep this up where I'm in channel mode, I'm in, creation mode, and I'm in collaboration mode with others. So that's how I'm gonna use this. So thank you. And I feel like that framework is really supportive in that way, like all those components. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And thank you all, sisters. It's been so fun seeing all of us, just like it supported my confidence in even channeling, because I've never really done that with others before, in this in this kind of container. So I feel like I'm more confident in who I am. And I hope, like, I don't know, I feel like all the reflection medicine is so powerful. So thank you for being you and your presence.
Beautiful. That's some loving.
Yes, please.
Anyone else? Jasmine?
I want to thank you so much, Evelina. Your presence here, like the way you, I don't allow, I don't want to say run the space, but navigate through this with all of us creates such a, there's been a comfort here and a peace and fulfillment and divinity, and the way you bring us all together, and the space we all hold within your space. Just, I felt very nourished by our time together and very healed. And I'm gonna miss having this every week. I really wish I could do this in September, because it's given me so much, and I feel like I've come quite a long ways towards creating what I want to create, where before this it was more of just an idea from spirit for my next offering, and now it's really starting to come into its own creation. And I feel more confident in myself and safer and happier in life. This has really given me so much. So I'm incredibly grateful. And to each of one of you who's so gifted, and I love the beauty of each of your souls. Each of you radiates very brightly and with such love and compassion and generosity and kindness. I've received so much just being here. So thank you all.
Beautiful. 11.
Oh yeah.
Yay. So, is that everyone? Olivia, I thought maybe you still need.
Yeah. So, Evelina, thank you for bringing this group together and creating this space and co-creating with us every week. It's just been such a rich and unique experience. I can't say that I've ever been with a group like all of you before. You're truly some of the most magical people that I've met. Everybody just sort of showing up with their gifts and their energetic gifts and their openness and vulnerability and willingness to explore and play. It's really shifted the way that I've seen visioning the future and work and the way that things can be. Thank you.
Oh, welcome. Want some sparkles?
Yes, please.
Well, I want to thank all of you. What an amazing 8 weeks. And I love how you've opened your hearts and your souls and your consciousness. And I felt beautifully received and appreciated. And I do feel we've cross-fertilized each other a lot. That you'll be hearing each other's voices at times and remembering gems that you've gained. It's been a beautiful, beautiful time. Thank you. And I would really love your testimonials, whatever you want to offer. Even if you see me posting about the mentorship on Facebook, to just add a phrase, it's really helpful because we want to create another phenomenal group. Each one is just amazing. So I do pray you continue connecting with each other and on Mighty Networks, and look forward to the retreat. I'll take some sparkles. Woo! Gotten brighter and brighter and brighter, my goodness. Woo! Thank you. So let's thank the Council of 12, all the radiant beings who've worked with us. We thank you. We bless you. We ask you continue to guide us. You continue to offer the most amazing support for the evolution of our work and our lives. And may the earth be bathed with so much light that all beings awaken to the truth of who they are, live from their core. Blessed be. And let's do Ah Om. Okay, full breath. All the way out. Ha. Full breath in. Breath in. Once more, connecting with your light. Oh. Thank you so much. You'd like to unmute and say goodbye. And also, if you want to stay and do a testimonial or just stay for a while, I've got a little while.
I have a client. I have to go.
All right.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's communicate.